Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ultimate English course. Today we'll look at how to talk about daily routine, habits, preferences and regular repeated actions. And to talk about all these actions, we use the same tense called the simple present tense. It is the first tense in the English language. Let's look at some sentences. I go for a walk every day. I have my breakfast at 8 a.m. These are your routine actions. Let us look at some habits. He drinks black coffee. Vinay sings in the bathroom. These are habits. And let's look at a regular repeated activity. We go on a vacation every summer. And all these sentences have the same structure. It is the structure of the simple present tense. Every tense has a structure, and it's important to learn these structures to avoid making mistakes. And to learn the structure, you need to know two basic grammar terms: the subject and the verb. Let's look at the subject first. The subject is the person or thing we are talking about in the sentence. For example, in the sentence, I go for a walk. We're talking about I, so I is the subject. And the action is go, so go is your verb. And in the simple present tense, we always use the verb in the base form, which is also called verb 1. So the structure of the simple present is subject plus verb 1. Let's look at some more sentences. We love ice cream. They play football. In we love ice cream, we is the subject because we're talking about we, and love is the verb. And in they play football, we're talking about they, so they is the subject and play is the verb. Now we learn how to make negative sentences and questions. To make negative sentences and questions, we use do. For example, in the sentence, I go for a walk, you can make the negative sentence by placing do not before the verb. Do not can be contracted as don't, so the sentence becomes, I don't go for a walk. We love ice cream becomes, we don't love ice cream. And they play football becomes, they don't play football. And if you want to make a question, if you want to make convert the statement into a question, you just have to place do before the subject. For example, do I go for a walk every day? Do we love ice cream? Or do they play football? And if you want to add a WH word, you can place it before do. For example, where do they play football? Or when do they play football? Easy, isn't it? Okay, now we'll look at something very important. There is a special rule that you need to follow when your subject is third person and singular. Let me clarify what is third person. When I'm speaking to you, I'm the first person because I'm the speaker. You're the second person because you're the listener, and anybody else that we're talking about is a third person. So if your subject is third person and singular, please note you have to add s or es to the verb. For example, we say, he loves chocolate. We've added s to the verb love. And we have to add es when the verb ends in ch, sh, o, x, s or z. For example, she watches TV. We've added es to the word watch. And when your verb ends in y and has a consonant before that, you remove the y and add ies. For example, Nitin flies kites. We have removed y from the word fly and added ies. And to make questions and negative sentences, we use does and not do. For example, he loves chocolate becomes he does not love chocolate. Does not can be contracted as doesn't. And when you add does, please note you remove the s and the es. So it is he doesn't love chocolate. And to the next sentence. She watches TV becomes she doesn't watch TV. And Nitin flies kites becomes Nitin doesn't fly kites. And to make questions, you just have to place does before the subject. Does he love chocolate? Does she watch TV? Does Nitin fly kites? Well, simple, isn't it? So now you've learned the structure of the simple present tense. We've seen this simple present tense is used to talk about habits, preferences, regular repeated actions, but there are some more uses. We'll have a quick look at that. We can also use this tense to talk about universal truths and facts, things that are always true. For example, the earth revolves around the sun, rivers flow into the sea, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So these things are never going to change, right? We also use this tense to talk about permanent situations. For example, I work as an English teacher, or the students stay on the second floor. These are actions that are likely to remain true for a long time. And then there's another interesting usage of the simple present. It's used to talk about future events that are part of a fixed timetable. For example, the flight departs at 2 p.m., the exam starts on Monday, or the train arrives at 7 p.m. So these are the different uses of the simple present tense. Please try out this exercise. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And remember, if I can do it, so can you. Thank you. Bye-bye.